video, you would know there are a lot of proposed budget bills in the Missouri House of Representatives that would have the pay rate for direct support professionals and ultimately affect people like me and families like mine that hire their own support staff based on what they do and do not like for their individual, as well as what they believe is best for their individual. In today's video, I wanted to take a moment and show you what it is like when we as the disability community have to vote in on the House floor or the budget committee floor and testify as to why we might be in opposition or in favor of a bill. In this video, we are obviously in opposition of the bill. So I wanted to show you and talk you through what this process looks like as an individual who testified via written statement online. However, I did attend the online hearing, and I am going to walk you through what that looks like, why that is important, as well as a couple key details to think about if you are doing your own research on this topic. So I hope you enjoy, and please let me know what questions you have related to the bill or related to the legislative process when it comes to testifying with a disability. And I want to talk about when it comes to public testifying with a disability in any type of hearing is that I think it is important for legislators to realize that when they are debating a disability-related bill, such as Medicaid or care living wages or home health care, or even for the elderly and people with autism, it is important to realize that that is the most diverse population and the population with the most amount of need. With that being said, I understand completely that you might be on a tight, might be on a tight time schedule. However, that does not mean you can or have the right to rush people or cut people off, especially if they communicate differently than you do. So if you are willing to testify and have a disability, I highly recommend that if you have a specific need, I already typed my testimony into my communication device. The best thing you can do is tell them, hey, I already typed this, and this is the way that I communicate, so I'm going to need a little extra time because of that. And if you are a meditator, I truly urge you to realize that all types of people communicate differently, even able-bodied people, and no matter how many people you have behind that person testifying, I can guarantee that they would always understand any type of accommodation as long as you keep it in a reasonable time window. Like below 20 minutes. But you do not need to cut off after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or even 4 minutes, because for some of us, that might be how long we have to testify. The next thing that is important, the next thing that I want to bring to your attention is that sometimes in hearings, I hear that people say, "Oh no, you can't bring a picture, or you can't bring written statement in with you." It is important to realize that not everyone with a disability is going to be able to travel to the house of the people. So one way that you can ensure that your testament or that your hearing is accessible to all people is to allow the people who are moving in or on their behalf to bring a picture, because many people will say in this video, we are more than numbers. Behind every number is a person with a disability. So I encourage you, even if in other bill hearings, pictures and data points and written statements are not allowed in the building, I urge you to head back when you are handling a disability hearing and think about why someone may be bringing in a picture of their loved one or themselves, or why someone might be choosing to do paper testimony instead of verbal testimony, or sometimes that paper testimony will be accompanied by a verbal testimony from a report aide or family member. So before you address the individual who appear to be bringing some type of plot in your house hearing, or any type of hearing, make sure you consider the circumstances before you.
All right, we will begin taking testimony on House Bill 10, specifically for the Department of Mental Health. Want to encourage everybody again to have your form.
Within many of our lifetimes, many Missourians live their lives in state-run institutions. But thanks to legislators like you who sat in these very chairs, the need of every Missourian to have an opportunity to live a life defined by potential, not by potential limitations, was recognized. Funding was dedicated to ensure every Missourian with a developmental disability could have a place in the communities they chose to call home. You see, I think feeling at home in my community is a vital part of my own quality of life. And I would guess each of you feel the same, since you have dedicated your lives to representing those who you call neighbors. Today,
the person I work for is my age, and they have a lot of need. Because of SDS, over the years that I have worked with them, I have seen absolutely miraculous progress in their personal and developmental health. Whereas they used to spend most of their lives inside of their room, they are now out in their community volunteering, and they are a beloved member of that community. They volunteer at a homeless shelter, helping people purchase clothes and needs that they have. Or my client
message is 3 minutes and 15 seconds. He typed it last night. So
Given the fact that he's utilizing something that's pre-typed and that's his methodology of communication, I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
We need to be aware of.
I mean, to put it like really frankly, like people will die. And I'm not even being a little dramatic. Neglect is probably the biggest safety risk. Even when we don't have.
We're not talking about the home.
Mm-hmm.
but a facility. So, but both carry their own
Yeah.
concerns, right? So, for the understand, I heard one testimony of, I don't even want to review it. It pained me to think that a child
Yeah.
endured any of that. But in a facility versus in home, are there different
Risks.
concerns and safety?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the statistics around abuse, even in a facility, are horrific. And something like I can't really think about a whole lot because it just, like you said, I just can't really deal with that. But overall neglect and then abuse, whether that is physical, because, I mean, we have that in schools with our kids.
But at home, we minimize some of that, don't we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. So
Yeah.
that's why we want them in home.
Yeah.
As a parent, a grandparent,
Well, and
you know.
I mean, don't you all want your kids at home, your loved ones? You know, if your child was forever 3 years old, I mean, this care doesn't end for me until I die or she dies.
Right.
Truthfully. And that's a heavy weight as a parent.
You can't put dollars and cents
No,
on
she's
the sense
valuable.
of
Yeah.
responsibility. And you know, no one's going to love our family more than we are. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you as a professional who's trained and what.
That was put out there was that home health care. So that, as has been mentioned, that is more of like a babysitting model. So I want to really clarify and go through those points. Home health care is a care model where staff takes care of those takes care of their needs. Not everyone is going to qualify for that. There's also limited hours. So around the house and doesn't add to their quality of life, where SDS is based on home and community goals. In other words, that progress, that valued life, and the choices of these individuals that we're serving, and maintaining them in the least restricted environment. That was mentioned once. We want to be able to not go backwards and start to warehouse or institutionalize people.
The next thing I want to talk about is why it is so important to show up at hearings, even if you show up virtually and are unable to attend in person for whatever reason. As a disabled person, we are not guaranteed and never have been guaranteed equal access, even though we have what is called the American with Disability Act. There will always be something to fight for and to believe in as a disabled child, disabled teen, or even a disabled adult. With that being said, we are always welcome to have our voices heard in any capacity, even if we have to ram the door open with our wheelchair. However, most of those places in which our voices are heard could be accompanied by more wait time or inaccessibility of a public building. So why would you want to show up? Online? Well, showing up online allows you to maintain and hear important information that you can then take back with you when you are writing email to your legislator or lawmaker, and this will allow you to have a stronger argument whether you oppose the issue or whether you approve the issue. Nevertheless, showing up online allows you to A, show your support to a disability movement, even though you're not able to be there in person, and B, it the most accurate and timely information, and you can then use that information to write your belief in a harder, more compelling fashion. In addition to that, if you are like me and have an online voice or even a community-centered voice, you can then take that information of the hearing back to your network and send the word even wider. So don't ever forget that even if you show up online, your voice is powerful. So that is one of the main reasons that we need to continue having the opportunity to view all hateful and hate hearings online. Online access is very powerful for those with and without disabilities.